Hello, Tara here. I'm not sure if anyone's seen this, but there is a group on Facebook called the 100 Pattern Paper Challenges. Challenge. 100 Pattern Papers Challenge. That's it. I'll link it. But what it is, and I joined maybe last year or the year before. I can't remember. I've never actually participated, but I thought, I'm going to do it this year. So basically you pick 100 pieces of pattern paper and there are challenges every week. So it helps you to use up some of your stash. And I think there's different ways that people go about choosing the paper that they're going to use. I decided to do it this way, and I thought I'd share it just in case anyone else wanted. I enjoy seeing how people choose their things for different challenges. So to me, this was a really good way to use up some stuff that, well, I'll just get into it. So if you watched, I had a haul video from Scrapbooking Oasis. It's a local scrapbook store to me. They're online, but local. Anyway. So it was a mystery paper bundle, and it ended up being like, I think it was 20 pieces of cardstock and 19 pieces of pattern paper, and it was all stuff that very random. So I was trying to figure out, how am I going to use that? I don't want to just stick it somewhere and not use it. So I decided I would use that kind of as the basis of the papers that I wanted to use today. So I picked, there was some that I had set away in, you know, if I had collections that it matched, I put it away. So I started with the papers that I had left. Then in that order, I had also picked up 2 sheets each of these papers. So I left those with the groupings. This is the card, and then I'd gotten some of this glitter cardstock, a couple of sheets of that, and then this is all the cardstock that came with it. So I started with picking from that. And when I'm counting, I'm not counting that, and I'm not counting just any kind of cardstock because it's a pattern paper challenge. So that's where I started. From there, if I needed something extra, I have had these 2 pads out, and these are the Craft Consortium Beach Hut and Leather Bound. I chose the Beach Hut because it's got so many, I love a wood grain, and then it's got so many different colors and all very bright. So, and they're super easy to use. So I pulled from there. And then I also pulled from the leather bound one. Was it leather bound? Yeah. Because these are just a really good variety of browns. And it's a texture too. Like, it's not just a flat brown cardstock. So I pulled from there. Then I also have a couple of these, these Cropper Hopper containers. I buy Reminisce papers the odd time, just if I see some that I like. So, and then I have a container with just Reminisce, and then I include some of the Ella and Viv in with it because I find them very similar feeling. So this just gives you an idea of some of the ones that I pick. They're kind of maybe a little harder to use because they're not like a collection necessarily, and they're very you know, kind of almost standalone. So that kind of gives you an idea of some of the ones that I picked from. And I only buy 1 or 2 from a collection, so it's not like you would use a whole bunch of those together. I also have, and like I actually used up quite a bit of what I had in these files because they're in my 100 pattern papers now. But this is just kind of random onesies that have like more of a theme, like so New Year's, farm, music notes, clouds, basketball. So I pulled from there. The other one of these that, and I never think to go to these, so that's kind of, I'm glad I got the chance to kind of go through them because a lot of them are really old too. So this one is more background papers or ones you could cut apart. So these are old scenic route craft, but they have like a black border on them. So something like this, you can cut apart. You know, remember these old my mind's eye. Wait, I have some matte papers in here, and I pulled quite a few from here. Then let's see, where else did, so I wanted to kind of come up with 3 or 4 or 5 papers that kind of work together, almost like mini kits. And so I just kind of kept reaching for different things until I was happy. So these were just some that I had sitting out that I hadn't gotten away to putting away. So they were handy, so I grabbed them. And then the last place that I grabbed from was, and I have some of these in different themes. So this is craft ledger text. So it's just some random, quite old, a lot of them, you know, just if you want a piece of craft. I have all different tones, some ledgers and so on, and tan, and you know, just anyway. So that is where I grabbed my papers from. And now I'll kind of show you the way I went about picking what I wanted. So to start with, this is one of the papers that was in my grab bag. Sidekick optional from Fancy Pants. Kind of like a really strong paper. What do you put with it? This is a 49 in Market, and for whatever reason, I kind of felt like it picked up a bit of the black. I don't know. I really like them together. Can pull a little bit from that if I have to, but so there's a couple. Then I grabbed a wood grain. So it's got ledger on the back as well. And the way I chose my ledgers is whatever colors was in the pattern paper or what, like, you know, so this has the teal and then kind of that corally red. So that I thought would go with it. So either side of that, right, will work. And then I just threw in a piece of black cardstock. And like I said, I'm not counting cardstock as pattern paper. I just put it in there so it's handy for when I want to use this. So all I'm going to do is put those together, and I'm going to have a bin, and I'm just going to put everything together and pick as I need to. And I see that they've already got a challenge up, so I kind of wanted to get to this. Next was this chevron paper that I really liked, but I wasn't sure how I was going to use. Bella Boulevard to the Moon on the back. I don't know that I'll get into that, but this is fun. This is one of the Reminisce papers in Spiral Splash. Picks up the blues, a couple of different tones, and I just thought it was a nice contrast, even though it's the same colors. And then we've got this other one from Reminisce, Watercolor Chamomile, and it's the same colors, and you can go in with kind of that side or that. And then the other one I grabbed just to go with, just for a bit of contrast, is this Rustic Beauty, but it has some of the bluey tones, like a silvery blue, but I thought that made a really nice combination of papers to work with. So what are we at? 7. I should be marking these down. I counted them all, but just who knows if I counted right or not. I'll just, it's 3 + 4 is 7. Okay, next is this color play. So this one can be colored in, and it's all dogs. So, and then on the back is these hearts. I thought it was super cute. It came in my grab bag. What I pulled to go with it is this Reminisce Full of Love paper. And like I say, these are older. This is, does it even say on here? Didn't even say. But you've got that side you can pull from. or this, like this would be nice just in strips, and then it kind of would inform if you wanted to color that in, what colors you want to use. And then the other one that I put with is another Reminisce in got ink 5, and so you can go bright or you can go with that. And then just to round it out, just one of the blue wood grains, colored wood grains. So I thought that would be a nice fun one for a doggy. And like with this many papers, you can probably get a couple of layouts. And whatever doesn't get like scrap wise is just going back in the bin to use with whatever else is coming up. Oh, okay, so that was 4, so we're at 11. This was one of the ones in the grab bag, Memory Place, Happy Place Dreams, and I loved this, and I've been trying to figure out what I want to put with it to use it up. So this is what I thought of first. This is a Carta Bella. It's a celebration by Allison Gordon. Sorry, Alicia. This is old. 2014. But what I'm pulling it for is this gradient paper. Isn't that beautiful? And it pulls all the different greens and blues that are in that paper. This is a Maggie Holmes paper when she designed for crate paper. So, I mean, I could pull that, but really what I liked it for was this text. And then this is just another one of those painted wood grains. So I thought that was a nice grouping. So we get another 4, 15. Okay, still working from our grab bag. This is the American Crafts, and there was no real name on it. I really don't know what collection it was from, but it's a nice plaid. This is a uniquely creative paper called Drive and Fly Plain. But what I kind of pulled it for was this side, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was, I don't know that I'll necessarily use that, but definitely that looks pretty with it. And then this is and I don't even know what kind it is, paper, but it's kind of kids playing, and I know it was just, I was in a store and I picked up a few papers, so I have no clue what brand it is. Then to go with it is a Reminisce Grunge Rust. And I thought, because it's very light, I like a dark color to kind of pull it together. So I thought that kind of made for a nice collection. Now, what have we done here? No, that's a separate one. Okay. So we've got 4 more. And the back of that is even good, right? Like you can... So this is a graphic 45. I didn't think I would use that side. So I started with just this black and then the off-white dot. This is, I know I got this the same time as that other paper, so I don't know what it is, but it's vintage style, so it goes nice with that. This is a Reminisce paper called Grunge Paper Grunge, I guess. It was from Garage Grunge, but it's Grunge. So I thought it pulled in some of the blues and the greens and the creamy colors there. And then this is Reminisce Real Magic Say Cheese. But it's just kind of a neat, you know, I'm not sure how I'm going to go about using this, but I thought that those all made for an interesting combination of papers. So, right, so then this one, Bo Bunny Faith Peace. This one, I was thinking what I would likely do is cut these strips up, right? So, or you could, I mean, you could also, you know, cut them like that for, you know, just a bit of everything. But this is a Minte paper. Oh, and that's the other thing. I had a whole handful of this summer. I went to a scrapbook store in Listowel called the Scrapbook Shop, and she had, you know, her bargain bins, and I can't remember if they were half off or what, but it was all this awesome paper. And but I just got like a couple of pieces of this and that, so it was all kind of sitting on its own. I wasn't sure how I was going to use it up, but look how nice that is. Add in this green, right? Or this side. This side I don't like as well, but that definitely. And then this is the money one. Look how pretty that is. It pulls in all of these colors here. This is Reminisce Floral Blooms 1, and this is, did they not put their years on here? No, Sente. The back side's pretty too. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it, but I thought it was kind of an interesting grouping. So there we've got 27. Then this one, Marry Me Bridal Gown from Echo Park. There's that side, but I like this dusty rose, pinky mauve. And then I'm adding a Vicki Boutin because I like how how bright that looks against it. I mean, that can be used as well, but for this purpose, we're doing this. And then this, I thought this was out of the Crafters Consortium or whatever. But look how it pulls in the teals, and it's got a little bit of like lavender and pink, and I just thought it was like just such a pretty paper to go with these. And then I added in a piece of the glitter cardstock because I thought that was a nice combination. And like I say, I'm not counting that, so that's, we're up to 30 then. And then some of them I just decided I wasn't going to put a whole lot of paper. This is Scrapbook Customs Mr. Lumberjack, and I added this one. It is, I want to say it's an Echo Park paper, but I don't know for sure. It came in my American Crafts. It's like a paper grab bag from Cherry on Top, and it was the only one like that kind of went with it, so it's just been sitting there on its own. And I thought it has like the red and the black, and it's just very, how do I say it? It's not vintage, it's not, I can't think of the word I want to use. But anyway, I thought it looked nice with this. This one was tricky because it's shiny and it's a red, and reds are hard to match, but because it's just little bits of red, I thought it was nice. And then I added another piece of this, and oh no, this is for this next one. Okay, so 2 more, 32. So this was a mini kit, but something for Christmas we'll add in some embellishments or whatever. This one I wasn't sure how I was going to use. This is Wedding Black from Stamping Station, one-sided, and I just got that into a Cherry on Top order. I don't know if I put the video up yet, but I thought it would be fine to matte the whole thing and or matte photos with, so you don't see, I don't know, I didn't really want to use that pattern, so I thought I would do this. This is an Echo Park Into the Wild. This is one that I picked up at the scrapbook shop in their bargain bin, but look how nice that looks. And then I thought I'd include one of the Vicki Boutin ones just for the black and white, and it's a different like you've got your stripes, you've got your all over, and then just some circly bits to break it up. So I liked that, so we've got 4 there. This is another Asuka paper called Get a Clue, and I really like this side. But I think if I'm careful, I could probably fussy cut some of this stuff out. So what I did was I'm kind of using this as my color guide. This is a Reminisce paper in Nature's Beauty 4. Beautiful wood grain. There's that side as well, but I think this one looks really nice with the tones here. And then I have this Kaisercraft paper from the Storybook collection called Typewriter. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but for whatever reason, you know, things kind of look at you and say, well, maybe. And then the last one that I pulled to go with it is an Ella and Viv paper called Nighttime Sky. And I thought the blue was really pretty with it. Blues can be hard to match, but I thought this went pretty well. And this looks like a story to be told, right? Like, yeah, I don't know, but we're gonna find out sometime this year. So 40. This was another one that I just loved, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. It's called Amazing Mum from Reminisce. And then there was a couple of scrapbook custom papers in with the grab bag as well. And the green, it's like a greeny taupe, and I thought it looked really nice. So this is Old English script, and this is a wood panel, or just wood panel. So I've got those. I'm going to add this Buenos Dias, Obed Marshall, for the yellow side just to brighten it up. And these so far are all from my Scrapbooking Oasis grab bag. And then I'm going to add this Jenny Bolin bank statement papers from 2012. But for whatever reason, and a lot of these things, there's not a whole lot of reason for it. It's just, I was flicking through and I was like, yeah, I like that. So we'll do something with that. So we've got 5 in that kit. This one here, the Photo Play, Because I Said So, says mama, mommy, mummy in text in the things there. I doubt very much I would use that. So I was focusing on this, and I pulled this. This is Reminisce by Road from the Wanderlust collection. And I thought either side went kind of neat with it, and it could tell a story about a road trip that you took with the kids, or you know what I mean? This is just one of the papers from the Craft Consortium pad, pulled in that nice dark rust. And then this is a 49er Market in Vintage Artistry Collector. So don't know what we're doing, but again, I'm like super excited now that I have these all kind of put together. And I think they made some interesting combinations. So these were together, and I don't even know what brand it is. These were in the grab bag too. So this might be a question or a situation where it's more cut up, you know what I mean, pieces. But so I've got the 2 that matched, plus one of the Craft Consortium papers from the leather bound. And then, I don't know why, but I really liked this with it. And I might change my mind after the fact. The back, not so much. But this is a Studio Calico paper. And, yeah. So we'll see. This one, I think, will be harder to use. So we'll see. It's probably going to be something that next December I'll be looking at. This is another one that I didn't know how I was going to use. It's Red Fort Agra from India. And I mean, I'm not going to India that I know of. But what you can do is use paper punches and cut you know, the colors out and use them as elements, right? So you can either, you know, cut them from that. You can use portions of the sky, even some of the green. But anyway, that's kind of my plan. So that gives you an idea of the coloring. This is an old pink paisley Spring Jubilee. I guess it's soiree. And you know, this is, you can cut it apart and use just little bits of it again. So it might be kind of like a real shabby chic type of thing by the time I'm done. But, and I just put the 3 papers there because I think, you know, it's going to need some white to kind of balance it out. So just white cardstock probably is what will happen there. So this paper, I was really focused on this side. Bo Bunny, Dreams of Autumn. So I pulled a studio, or no, 49 and Market paper. This is an older one, like, well, not older, but you know what I mean, 2022. With the amount that they put out, like, you know what I mean. Spectrum Sherbet. So the blues, I thought looked really nice with this knitted pattern. I grabbed a ledger. This is from Simple Stories, I Heart Summer. And it's got the teal and the red. So that's where I've got that so far. And then I pulled a yellow wood grain to pull in this. And then the other thing I might do is fussy cut this bike out for an element. Or I might, you know, just fussy use some of the green, right, to bring a little more pop into it. But I just was so focused on this side that I never even really considered using that until the end. And that's kind of, I was looking at reds, but I think the yellow is a better choice as far as, you know what I mean. So there's another 4 to 60. This one I could not figure out how to use, and it's the Asuka Memory Place, Happy Place. And it's this weird, I don't know, lavender pink, just different. And then you've got like the branding strip here at the bottom. You can use those little pieces too. But this is what I found to go with it. This is Kaiser Craft Sweet Nothings Collection Memories. And I think I had this in one of my monthly kits when I had my store. So it's got a bit of text in the background, some music notes, but it's got all of this pink and green, and anyway, I just thought it looked really interesting together. And then I also pulled, this is 49 and Market Vintage Artistry Beached in palm, sorry. But all these words are all beachy, and then it's got the same colors, right? It's got the same colors. So I thought, isn't that an interesting collection to put together? This is a reminisce. I'm not so much this side. This is Breathtaking from Picture Perfect, but it's all of these cell phone screensavers, but they're all kind of bokeh shots, and you know, just really, and the colors. So I mean, it might just be a few little bits that I pull out of there and save, you know, be aware of what I'm doing. But I would have never thought to put these together. So it's kind of fun to see what you can come up with when you're not sticking to a particular collection. 64. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Somebody's probably yelling at me, you missed one. Here's another one from that Graphic 45 collection. I had another paper from what was it called? Come One, Come All. I probably will not use that. But look what I found. This is a Jenny Bolin paper from 2009. the Farmer's Wife die cut label paper. Does not look nice. I just grabbed a piece of green cardstock from my grab bag there, and then just something a little different to put with it is this Reminisce paper. And this is the color, like it kind of pulls, right? The back would be maybe okay, but I really like that side. So I don't know. Like, to me, it's a lot of these groupings are about storytelling. Like, to me, that you put a photo on from like a summer night and you tell the story of who was there and what you were doing, and yeah, so I'm not counting that one. That's cardstock, so we're at 67. So these are some papers that I grabbed out of that bargain bin at Scrapbook Shop. They are a Chamel box of crayons. They're papers that I never, they're single-sided. I didn't have this collection. I might have some ephemera, just like enamel dots or something. But anyway, obviously this page is probably going to get cut up. This is a Minte paper from the Dreamer collection. That side not so much, but this is more of like a gray purple sky. And look at how it pulls it really, I think it looks really nice with that background paper. And then this is, I thought I'd pull a wood grain, maybe something not exactly like that, but this has a little bit more weight in it. And this is a Reminisce Fall Rustica, Hello Fall. So that will be either like a nice doggy layout or a kid layout. There is a parrot and a kitty cat says nope. But there's some really nice bits on here. I think that can be a really fun layout. So we've got 4 more. These were paper that also were in that bargain bin, which surprised me. It's Rust and Revs from 2024. So I got a piece of that, and this one. And obviously you can use either side, but I'm kind of laying it out how I figured I would use it. And then this one. So we've got Adventure, Thrill, and Freedom. And then again, you've got these cool branding strips for an extra bit of embellishment. Best view of the world is seen from the shoulders of a father. Memories are the inheritance that fathers leave their children. It's kind of neat, eh? And then this one has a neat little rick-rack kind of thingy. So that's a neat, are these from England, the maps? I guess it doesn't really matter, but anyway, the colors are really pretty, huh? The other one that I got out of the bargain bin was this Photoplay Beautiful Butterflies from Midnight Garden, and that navy is really pretty. You could use some of this, but I really mainly picked it for the navy. Then I have, this is Reminisce. I think it was this paper that I was thinking would look neat because it showed more of that red. This obviously I had 2 of these, but this is the Nature's Beauty 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this side that I wanted. And then this is Reminisce Country Life Rustic Beauty. And I could fussy cut this jazz out here. That would be kind of a neat. But it was more this side that I loved with these colors. I just thought it was perfect. So you can go really masculine with that, or you make a few changes and do whatever. So we've got 6 in that one, so I should be able to get a couple of layouts out of that. So some other ones that were in that bargain bin. This is Paper Rose Animal Kingdom E. I just thought that was a stunning piece of paper. I'm just not entirely sure how to use it. So I pulled some of this Echo Park, and these were in the bargain bin as well, into the wild. So I can either cut that up, or we've got this multicolor like crosses. This is another into the wild. I got a couple of these. It's that red plaid. Then I've got a uniquely creative Enchanted Forest Fussy Cuts, but look at this side, I love it. So these were all in that one bargain bin. And then I thought it was more for this side. So this is Reminisce Vintage something Sunset. Maybe not even so much the door handle, but just the blue I thought was really pretty with this to somehow use. And then the last one that I have is Road Trip from On the Road Again. And it pulls in some of this orange, like, again, very storyteller based. I should have stuck a piece of ledger with that, but I've already got 6 papers, so that'll be an interesting one. Where are we at? 83. And then so these are also from the scrapbook shop. She had these photo play happy holidays. Oh no, sorry, holiday charms. So happy holidays, believe, and deck the halls. So this one, beautiful. Or you can cut some stuff out of that. This I think I would use for the cut aparts. I don't think I would use that side. I think I would cut that all up. And then this, I'm really leaning more towards that green background. But what I found, and it seems kind of funny, but it's a Collage Press Dollop Dreamy. And this is old, but it's got this beautiful green dot through it, and then a green and a kind of a reddy pink line. And look how nice that looks. Like, I'm not saying you got to use the whole thing, but like, say a corner of it, you know what I mean? And then I did include a sheet of ledger paper, and I think I want to say this is pink paisley. Maybe. I don't actually know, but it goes perfectly. So there's 5 there. 88. Scrapbook shop, she had these bees and butterflies paper, so I got 2 of each, just so I could have both sides, because the backs are really nice. So what do you do with that, right? I added this LN Viv moss wall to pull in some green. So it's a really nice vibrant green. I think this is the side I would use. And I also pulled another Spectrum Sherbet painted foundations, but it's this orangey yellow. So I think things could layer on that quite nicely. So we've got another 6 to 94. I might have forgotten one. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay. I found this just when I was digging through those files there, and it's one that I've started. I think that's Cosmo Cricket, to be honest. I've layered. I know that's Jenny Bolin, and this is just a ephemera, like this is vintage book paper. But you can see I've actually had stuff on it and torn it off, but I'm not throwing that out. It's been sitting there forever. I'm gonna use it. I think I put this together when I still had my store. So this is a Echo Park, Cherish the Moment from the Reflections line. So this goes back to 2013. That was maybe one of the last kits that I did. Yeah. So I mean either side, but I really liked the green and the blue around the edge of the matte paper there, really matches nicely. So then I just pulled a piece of that Craft Consortium in the leather bound, and yeah, so that was just a 3-pager because I've already got so much going on here. Figured I'd give myself a break. And then the last one is, this is a reminisce paper called From What Dreams May Come, Watercolor Forest. And I buy these and I just don't know how to go about using them. And I just have to use them because there's no point in them sitting here. So what I just added into it was a ledger paper. And then on this side, I thought like that makes my head hurt. But if you just want to take a strip of it, that's just, you know, or you could mat the whole thing in it. I think more maybe just a strip here, there, and then, you know, again, telling a story about something. And then this is Amy Tangerine for American Crafts. Yes, please, commitment. I loved this collection. So it's all these little cameras, so those could be fussy cut out. And then on here it's arrows and hearts. And yeah, by the time you add some flair and your photos, I think you're pretty well done. And we are at 100 pattern papers exactly. So that's mine. Are you guys doing it? You should. You should. It's an awesome way to, or I hope it's an awesome way to use up these papers that have been languishing in my collection that I refuse to purge because I want them. Like I bought them for a reason. So, yeah. Let me know if you're doing it and how you organize your paper. And I will link the Facebook group. And I see that the first challenge is already up. So, I guess I gotta get to it, right? No time like the present. Thanks for hanging out. I know this was a long one, but I kind of wanted to explain in depth. You know, there's long story longer with Tara. It's not, there's no short. So anyway, I hope you got something out of that. If you did, that's awesome. If you didn't, don't tell me. I don't want to know. Oh, it's late. I'm going to bed. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.